an XRP ETF. Is this going to be the catalyst that finally takes XRP into the $1 range or even higher? Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, was recently on Fox Business talking about the possibility of an XRP ETF. So we're going to talk about what he said in terms of a time frame and what some of the others are saying about potential price increases because of this news. I'm also going to be talking about the near-term future for cryptocurrencies, its popularity, the bull run, because of one certain search term that has all of the sudden spiked. I'm going to be talking about what this search term actually is and if it means big things for the next leg up in this Bitcoin bull run. And I'm also going to talk to you about a trader that turned $500,000 into $5.3 million in about 6 months, which is a 10x, which is very well, but he did it using one token that I had talked about in my previous video, and I'm going to give some updates on the others that I mentioned as well. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind, and right now on this channel we are covering cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all those topics interest you, go ahead and join the Late Night Grind community. Also, the best thing you can do to help out the channel is give this video a big thumbs up and watch this video all the way to the end. If you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, let's jump into it. So before I start talking about what Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, was talking about on Fox Business, which is an XRP ETF, I want to talk about the broader context of things in terms of cryptocurrencies, ETFs, on-chain analysis, the retail sentiment, and what some people are searching for online, which could signal the next leg up in the Bitcoin bull run. Now, there was an article that recently came out that said a Google Trends search for the keyword on-chain had recently spiked in the month of May. Now, Google Search Trends obviously tracks everything people search, and you can do various searches on different keywords and see when they've trended higher, when they've trended lower. And the keyword on-chain, which is very much a cryptocurrency word, it's used by developers to talk about the use cases, the distributed ledger technology, and things being on-chain. Well, that keyword on-chain had never gone above 25 on Google's metric, but recently it spiked to its max number, which is 100. So why did it actually spike? And is it a key signal in what could be coming very shortly in terms of retail interest in cryptocurrencies? Well, I did some searches on it because I do a lot of these searches for various keywords when I'm doing research for YouTube, when I'm doing research for potential trades, for research for potential long-term holdings. Now, that article was correct and when they were looking at the keyword on-chain. But I think this is something that you have to take with a grain of salt because on-chain compared to the keywords cryptocurrency or Bitcoin doesn't even make a blip on the chart compared to those two keywords. In fact, compared to many other keywords like Cardano or XRP or Ripple or Ethereum or ETH ETF, things like that. So should you be looking at an article like this which says on-chain absolutely spiked in searches as something that is a key metric to look at retail interest or overall interest? And in my opinion, no, this keyword is not. Especially when you look at the countries that have recently been searching that keyword. And most of them have been coming from developing countries, not necessarily the countries with some of the biggest economic activity in the world, including the United States. It also could have spiked because recently companies like JP Morgan and BlackRock have signaled that they are going all in on tokenization of real-world assets, which is of course the tokenization of real-world assets on-chain. That keyword on-chain is somewhat new, so having a month where people are searching up this term that they're seeing on places like Fox Business or others makes a lot of sense, but again, it pales in comparison to the keyword searches for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now, speaking of what CEOs have been talking about cryptocurrency, I want to talk about what Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, just said about an XRP ETF. But before we do that, I wanted to talk about Fairdesk, which is of course a partner of the Late Night Grind. And if you click the link in the description below, you'll be taken to a page where you can sign up, make a deposit, and then you can start trading, or even better yet, copy trading if you have not done trading yet. This is where you can put your cryptocurrency in the hands of top tier traders, and when they make trades and when they make profit, your account will also make profit. I recently checked some of the statistics, and there are some traders making crazy gains for themselves and for their followers. In fact, some of them in the neighborhoods of $50,000 just in the past 7 days. There's multiple traders that have done over $50,000 for their followers doing the copy trades just within the past week. So go ahead, click the link in the description below, sign up, make a deposit, and start following some of the top tier traders. And of course, if you want to go ahead and take a crack at it yourself, do some due diligence before you make any trades, of course, and go ahead and do so. And later on in this video, I'm going to be talking about a couple of tokens I talked about last time and the moves that they recently made. But before I get into that, I want to talk about, of course, Brad Garlinghouse's comments on the XRP ETF. Now, this is both good and kind of bad news. If you listen to the people in the XRP community, many people are talking about that it's a good thing. It's making waves. It's actually trending on X, formerly known as Twitter, about the XRP ETF. Brad Garlinghouse did a close to an 8-minute segment on Fox Business. And this is nothing new. He goes on there a lot, which personally I think is more of a play for Ripple, the fintech business, to get as much exposure as possible, because I believe they're going IPO at some point very soon, and they want the FaceTime, they want the airtime to, of course, build up Ripple and what they're doing with XRP, the cryptocurrency, and of course, which introduces people to the crypto world as a whole, which in general I think is a very good thing. And he said, judging by the fact that the SEC has recently approved the Bitcoin ETFs and now Ethereum's ETFs are getting approved, or at least right around the corner, he thinks it's inevitable that cryptocurrencies like XRP, Solana, and Cardano will be getting their own ETFs. Now, in terms of a time frame, he said it would most likely be sometime in 2025, just because of how long these things typically get. Now, in that segment, he was actually talking about how the SEC seems to be contradicting themselves all over the place, and if you followed the Ripple versus SEC case, you know that to be true. Well, that seems to be what they're doing when they're talking about an Ethereum-based ETF, which of course Brad Garlinghouse says is a good thing in terms of people seeing all the things that ETH is great for, like smart contracts, and of course how Bitcoin is known for being its digital gold store of value. So an XRP ETF, that could be good for XRP. Is that going to move the price of XRP? Or just the news of an ETF going to move the price of an XRP? Well, I believe yes and yes. Is it going to be explosive growth? Well, I think over the years we've come to the fact that that's probably not going to happen, and if it does, it's going to be a major surprise. XRP getting its own ETF will move the needle for the price. Is it going to be $10, $20? Highly doubtful. How about let's look at $1? And of course, the tough question comes down to if the United States SEC would actually approve an XRP-based ETF, especially if Gary Gensler is still the head of the SEC. Things could be changing. It's an election year in the United States. Things are going to be happening all over the place, especially self-custody of your own cryptocurrency is now a voting point. So if we have to wait till 2025 to get an XRP ETF, a lot of people are thinking that the bull run, that this blow-off peak that Bitcoin's probably going to have is going to be on the downside. It might be over. So by that time, is XRP really going to benefit from this market cycle? A lot of people figure, well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles for XRP. And at this point, the XRP community is just used to it. But let me know in the comment section down below if you think an XRP ETF will actually move the needle in terms of price. Okay, so finally, I wanted to catch up with some of the tokens that I mentioned in my last video and currently how they're doing. The first one was Pepe, and the reason I wanted to mention Pepe is because I mentioned it in my last video as one to follow because it's an election year in the United States, and Pepe was born out of it's a meme token that was born out of the politics in the United States, specifically the Republican Party, conservatives, things like that. Well, it spawned a whole bunch of other meme coins, frog-based meme coins, as Pepe is. The most recent one, Brett, which took off and absolutely exploded and is still holding its own, even though it is a meme coin, whereas a lot of others have lost a lot of their value. But the trader that turned $500,000 into $5.3 million, well, he did so with the coin Pepe. It was about a 6-month holding in which he put $496,000 into Pepe. By the time he moved it all to Binance to cash out, it was worth approximately $5.3 million US. Now that's a pretty substantial ROI. It's about a 10x, which of course isn't unheard of in cryptocurrencies. So Pepe is going to be one to watch for the rest of this year. And my other pick, Jasmy, Jasmy. This one has been moving a lot recently. In fact, since I mentioned it in my last video, it's moved up over 30%, and I've made some trades in and out of it as well. It goes through a period of a leg up, consolidation, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be slowing down anytime soon. But nonetheless, it's been up about 35%, and there's a few more that I'm tracking that I'm going to talk about in my next video. So hit that subscribe button, join the Late Night Grind community if you want to follow along. And like I said, if you want to start trading these, holding these, or if you want to do copy trading and let top tier traders trade for you with your cryptocurrency account, click the Fair Desk link in the description below. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. Of course, for smashing that thumbs up button. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.